Hello. Hello, my beloveds. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. October 30th, our 30th episode. Our 30th episode. How has this experience been for you? I would love for you to share that in the comment section. How, if you followed throughout, and even if you haven't followed throughout, how has the experience been for you? How have you found your journey with grief? So today I have on some bright lipstick. And I usually don't wear bright lipstick, right? But today after I showered, I said, I think I want something a little bright. I think I'll wear something to brighten my face. Not that I needed it, but just to do something different, to place myself in a different experience. And it's amazing how you change one small little thing, like wearing a bright color, how it completely changes how you feel, how you look. And yeah, and I love it. I love giving myself permission to try new things, giving myself permission to experience things that I normally don't gravitate towards. So, and grief is kind of like that. We don't want to gravitate towards it because it's different, doesn't feel good. And we want to stay in that place of comfort and sameness. And grief is offering us a different way. It's inviting us to explore different pathways because it's just another pathway, right? It's another form of consciousness. And one of my purposes in doing this series is to befriend a particular consciousness that we hold that we don't necessarily like, and to have a deeper understanding of it and what it's doing within us. To not simply accept this feeling that doesn't feel good, but to ask ourselves, what is the why behind it? We know there's some change that's occurred. We know there's a loss somewhere, but grief is beyond that. It goes much deeper. So, becoming. How can we befriend becoming? Yeah. I think that's where we're going to go today. How can we befriend becoming? But before we get there, let's tap in. Let's see. The sun is shining right in my face, and it feels so good because this is the first day that we've had sun all week, and I love it. I'm like a big cat, just want to bask in the sun. Okay. So let's assume the royal position, right? We're used to this by now. And so let's sit up nice and straight, right? Let's lengthen and elongate our spine. Roll the shoulders down the back. And let's actually do that a few times, right? Rest your palms on your thighs. Elbows are tucked in and they're comfortable, right? So in your in-breath, let's inhale. Pull the shoulders up and back. And exhale, take it down. Good. Again, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more time. Deep breath in. And the breath out. And let's just shake the arms out. Flick the energy away. Whatever it is, wherever you happen to find yourself right now, work with that energy. So we're just flicking energy away through the arms, right? So the arms are an extension of our heart. Did you know that? Our arms are an extension of our hearts. Shake it out. And then let's maybe take some gentle neck rolls. Go in any direction, but take your time. Be mindful of how you're moving your head. You're not just tossing your head around. Let's do one more in whatever direction you're going. And then come back to center and pause. And let's go in the opposite direction. And as you're moving your head, take note of how your neck feels. Is there tension? Is there ease? What are you feeling? Don't forget to breathe. Keep breathing. One more. And come back to center. Let's exhale, chin to chest. Let the back of the neck stretch. And inhale, take the chin up. And stretch the front of the neck. And gently, slowly come back to center. So let's tap the heart. All right, let's just tap the center of the chest. So let's wake the energy up here. And then right here, in sort of like the corners of your shoulders, front of your shoulders, these 2 points are actually meridians, grief meridians, lung 1 and lung 2. And so when you're in grief, this is or when the feeling of grief comes on, this is a great point to start tapping. So we're just gonna tap that. Or you can do one at a time, right there in the crease. Yeah, and you might be able to feel some sensations in your body as you're tapping this meridian for grief. It's going to help to release. I'm already feeling it in my body, like energy releasing. All right, let's do the other side. So when I was tapping on the left side, I felt it on the right side of my body. Not feeling so much here. There we go. So as I'm tapping the right side, I'm feeling it on the left side of my body. And now together. So good. So good. And exhale, release from that and breathe normally and naturally through the nose. And just notice how you feel. Notice sensation. Any feelings of feeling a little lighter than you did when you first sat and listened to this? Let's take one cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Okay. I hope you've enjoyed doing these embodiment little exercises. They're really wonderful just to get us to come to a state of presence and groundedness, to come back to ourselves, because there's so much going on in our world right now. And if you are in grief and you're holding the world's grief, that's a lot, right? That's a lot. That's a lot of information, a lot of energy that we're absorbing. So I want to remind you to limit your doom scrolling if you're prone to that. I recently wrote an article in Substack today, I actually released it today, called A Hunger for Love. And it really is, the article just talks about what we're hungry for and as humanity, and we're all hungry for love. So if you're interested in reading that, I'll put the link in the description so you can access it on Substack. But we're all hungry for love, and this is why grief is so intense for us, because we feel love has left us. We feel love has left us, and I want to remind you that love hasn't left you. Love hasn't left you. You are whole in your love. I'll say that again. You are whole in your love, or you are whole in love. Love is actually holding you during this process. Doesn't feel like it. It feels like you're ripped apart. Right? And all of the other emotions are holding you. But love is the only emotion, feeling, energy and motion that has the bandwidth to hold the totality of who we are and what we're experiencing. Right? So love is holding you. And a huge part of our work is allowing that, allowing ourselves to feel the love and to accept it. Because love hasn't left you. It's the person who we cared for, lived for, laughed with. They have shed their earth bodies to return to their spirit bodies. They still love you. Their soul still operates and with love and surrounds us with that love. Right? So what we're wanting to explore is, how can I communicate with those that I love beyond this physicality? Because we groom ourselves to only look at this avatar, to look at each other from only the human perspective. Right? We don't build the muscle of, how can I connect with someone on a soul level, to see them beyond this. But to touch down in the essence, the sweet nectar of their truth, their soul. And the more we can practice that, the more we go beyond knowing each other, beyond just the human clothing that we wear every day. Isn't grief a journey? The things that grief is teaching us, the things that death teaches us, that all of this is finite, all of this is not who we are. And so we're being asked to surrender to the process of becoming. What are we becoming? We are returning to our original self. Grief, death, seeks for us to explore who we truly are. And by being ripped apart from the source of our comfort, emotional comfort, and with the feeling that we've been left out to hang, to dry, right? Like we're walking in the desert. There's no water. We feel alone and abandoned. It is in that moment, in those moments where we come into ourselves and we begin to explore this wonderful inner landscape. No one can see your inner landscape but you. It's a mystery. And it's a mystery even to ourselves because we don't spend enough time in the inner landscape. We spend a lot of time out there, right? We're busy out there, but we don't spend a lot of time in the inner landscape to experience what that inner life looks like. So one of the things I would really like to invite you to do, and I'm thinking about starting a spiritual development, not course or class, but community. There we go, community. Where we can breathe together, meditate together. Because now more than ever, there's a sense of a longing for authentic community. So again, drop in the chat, in the comment, if that's something that would interest you. But the grief that each and every human being will experience, the loss of something, it is a wake-up call for all of us. And it's inviting us to become something other than what we were. And it's scary. We don't want to let go of what we knew. But I also want to remind you that you're taking along everything that came from the old version of yourself, right? And you know, lobsters and crabs, they do this thing where they have to shed that exoskeleton. It grows so tight and there's a new one under it and they have to shed it. Right? Sometimes the lobsters will find a rock and it'll start hitting itself against a rock to dislodge the old shell so the new one can have an opportunity and to come forth. And I want you to think about the things that we experience in life, and sometimes it feels like it's a pressurized system. That's the stone that's creating that pressure for us to release the old skin so the new skin can come in. But we resist it so much. We resist the new skin coming in. And so the reminder is, how can I walk with my grief in a sacred and compassionate way for myself? What does that look like for me? It's going to look completely different for someone else. We're not asking you to compare what your grief journey looks like to another, right? And there's this sense that we do that, right? We compare, well, so-and-so, went through their grief journey really quickly. What's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. Your grief journey is unfolding according to what you need to experience for your greatest and highest good. And allow your intuition to go on the journey with you. Oftentimes when we're experiencing something deep like grief, we shut down our intuition. I want you to turn it on. Rev it up. Because what is that inner voice expressing to you? So grief isn't the enemy. Maybe our perception, our mind, our programming of what all of this is: death, grief, loss. This is a normal part of our lives. I'm sitting in front of this window and there are these big trees that I'm staring at. They're shedding their leaves. There's a loss happening. And nature shows us the way, how to be still in the shedding, how to allow, how to be so firm. And at the same time, how to express, we have the opportunity to express what this shedding feels like for us. To give words to it. I wonder what if a tree could talk and we could understand. They do talk. But if we could understand during the season of fall, when it sheds its leaves, what would it say about the leaves that are flying in the wind? If anyone knows that, put it in the comments. But I have a feeling that the trees are so used to this, they don't get stuck in the mind. They allow the shedding. And as we will continue to experience some level of loss throughout our whole entire lives, perhaps the resiliency to that allows us to also surrender. So, becoming. Who are you becoming? You may not know. That's not a question that I want for you to answer right now, but just let it percolate. Just let it percolate. You hear the dogs. It's a Great Dane. Big, 160 pounds Great Dane. But he is the sweetest thing. He's a lover boy. All right, let's see what message Spirit has for us today. I love you. If you haven't heard those words lately, I love you. All right, Spirit. What message do you have for us today? And I hope you're telling yourself in the morning that you love yourself, or throughout the day. Card dropped. Sometimes after my morning routine, I'll leave the bathroom and I'll be like, oh, I forgot something, and I'll peek back into the mirror and say, I love you. Okay, let me pick this card up. Okay. All right. So 2 cards for today. The first one is solitude, right? And we have a full moon coming up soon. And so maybe taking some time for yourself to be in reflection. And courage. Couraged, right? So walking with courage. So my loves, thank you so much for joining me in today's episode. I am wishing you an amazing day, a blessed day, a peaceful day, a day full of joy and laughter. May those things walk with you today. Until tomorrow, be well.